Hi everyone, and welcome to another Chronowalkers Origins Champion Primer. Here's where we're going to go over another one of the awesome new champions in the Origins set from Genesis Battle of Champions, and just do a little bit of breakdown of the card, and then go straight into some cards in the set or from the previous set that we think are super relevant for this champion. Let's just jump straight into the champion. Alta is a 23 HP, 140 aura, and 0 energy champion. So we're firmly in the mage summoner style without that energy. We've got forward and far forward awareness in the top center of the card. And then our affiliations are we got Jalara, I recognize that one. And then we got Axon, which is blue, and then what is that? That's not a. Is that a new symbol? Was that on cards before? It's green and
Never been seen
Phage.
before. Yeah, nice,
What
nice.
is this? So we've got another Phage champion. So as you can tell, we're pretty excited.
Yeah.
Just go through the rest of Alta. We've got a swift 1 electric damage cast ability, which costs Exert, pretty normal. And then we've got Action Lightning Surge, Exert, and 6 aura. You deal 2 electric damage to everything on target spot in your awareness, and 1 electric damage to everything on target spot adjacent to the first spot. So, right off the bat, this is our first champion, I feel, that's doing 2 different amounts of damage at the same time, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's really
Um,
good. Yeah, and more importantly, you have to be in the awareness to hit them. That's crazy. Like
yeah.
imagine having to actually be in someone's awareness. It's almost like a
Well,
fixed interest.
I can't just electric
hmm
ball someone from the other side of the battlefield. It seems incorrect. So we're doing a lot of electric damage here. So we're firmly in the electric and then mage summoner kind of archetype, as we saw from looking at the energy and aura. High aura, 140. Like that's nearing the tip top. Like 150 is basically the top. So 140 is very close.
Yep, that's a lot of lightning
Um,
surges.
that's a lot of electric damage. And then I don't know that awareness. I mean, it looks pretty good already, but I have a feeling it's gonna feel like it's even bigger. Eric, you want to take away why that could be?
Well, lightning surge mentions you do everything. You do 2 damage to everything on target spot in your awareness, which is all very nice, very simple.
Cool.
And then 1 electric damage to everything on target spot adjacent to the first spot. So that means you can actually target 2 spaces away, and then hit the third space away, or to the left, or to the right, or just even back towards you. But it gives this even larger awareness that you can hit.
Yeah, and like so I can just feel that awareness just expanding before my eyes in front of us. Like it's
hmm
like it looked great to start, but it's getting even bigger.
That's right.
And yeah, dealing 1 damage and also spot damage. So everything in the spots. I mean, if someone stacks up some summons on top of each other, I don't know why someone would ever do that. What possible reason you can have
hmm
to have 2 summons in the same spot? Like I don't think that's ever happened in competitive ever. But if it happened, you could deal damage, not attack damage. To be clear, it's not an attack ability, if that's relevant somehow, to everything in a spot. So that's there's some interesting stuff
Yep.
there.
Yeah. Rip call to the bones.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, and with all this lightning damage, she's going to have a lot of AoE, a lot of direct damage. But with that high aura, she can still summon summons. She is ideally an electric mage, but she can be a summoner as well. And she has this built-in anti-small summon damage ability. So as we were talking about before, something like Call to the Bones or other cards that are in the set that summon a lot of Vidutas, she can help clear them out, which is going to be useful.
yeah. Being able to hit just 2 adjacent spots is never going to be irrelevant, and that lightning surge is going to happen a lot more than you think it will because we're so used to action abilities being on champions with just a single awareness there. So with that double awareness, you can move once and then still hit something 2 spaces away and still hit something 3 spaces away. So
Yep.
really interesting stuff there.
Yeah. So we can get around targeting prevention and stuff like that.
Yeah, though unfortunately, there is one thing it does not get around, and that is good old Speak No Evil Monkey, Silent Monkey, Mute Nihonzaru, which is a new rare in Thymos colors, which has indirect immunity, a continuous ability that prevents all damage to Mute Nihonzaru by enemy abilities that do not target it. So Alta can still use her Swift ability, but she cannot use what I'm assuming is her giant electric arm to do lightning surge damage to Mutiny Hanzaro because you are targeting the spot and dealing damage to everything in the spot. But Speak No Evil Monkey has declared that evil, and it shall not be spoken.
Yeah, all those poor AoEs in your hands.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm so sad.
Yeah, I know. But
AOEs
of
are
course,
bad. No.
speaking of poor AoEs, let's look at our first AoE, Electrical Storm. So we've definitely
So
mentioned this before, and we're gonna mention it again because it's really good,
yeah.
especially in the so-called Electric Mage. Wait, Lightning Surge does electric damage? Oh no. Uh, Unplayable. Yeah, I mean, Electrical Storm. We don't really need to say too much about it because it's right there. We've seen Tsunami, and this is just a slightly tweaked Tsunami.
Yeah, clearing out some of the more scarier summons with that area. I was like, don't fly in a thunderstorm is basically what Electrical Storm is saying.
hmm
But I guess moving on to our next card, we've got Electropheromones, which is an 8-chi, 31 cast action, 6 electric damage to the Tsunami Awareness AoE. And like that is really solid
Yeah,
already.
it's so much
Like
damage.
yeah, 6 damage to like everything in potentially 6 spots is nuts. But I mean, it's HE, so we want more, and we're getting more. Whenever a summon is killed by electropheromones, conjure Viduta. Place a Viduta from your subconscious on the spot where the summon was killed, facing the same direction as you, then exert it. So if you're not familiar with Viduta, that is
It'll be
a
crawling on the
1
screen right
health.
now. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's
It'll,
probably
it'll be
sneaking
right
on.
there. It'll be right there. Quick, get the bug spray.
And yeah, I mean, we don't put those in our decks typically. It's not enough to justify a card, but if I'm getting it for free, I'm not saying no. And it's almost like rich gets richer, right?
That's
Like
right.
I get
That's right.
if you kill something, then you get more. Like it's almost like it almost feels it should be the opposite. Like if you don't kill something, then if I do is appear there to maybe help you out. But no, this is like if you're winning, you're just gonna keep punching
hmm
someone.
Yeah, but you know what I'm gonna do when I see Viduta? I'm just gonna
Uh
taser it. You know that that's a big bug right there. I'm just gonna try to hit it with as much lightning as I can. So brings us into taser, and this is so the first two cards we just talked about were AOE's. This is just a single target damage. Lower chi at 5, but this is kind of like your bread and butter. You can put it out some of these in your deck, and it's a solid 3 damage at swift speed. Plus, with the stun triggers, it makes them have to pay 3 energy if they don't want to be stunned. And importantly, summons cannot pay this, which means it automatically stuns any summon.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I really like this design space that they're leaning into. Like we've had things with triggers before that punish things that can survive the health, so it kind of makes these cards better against champions and summons. But rather than a push or like a placement like your rampage toss, just moving things around, this is a really punishing card to hit with champion with. Stun, this champion or summon cannot move or rotate themselves. That hits spells and techniques too, because if you're not familiar with that, spells and techniques, the source is considered the champion. So when you play, I don't know, a diving juke or something else to move, the source is your champion. So that's the champion moving themselves. So this stops spells and techniques that let you move,
hmm
not just your natural movement during the turn. So like stun is a lot stronger than you may think it is too.
Yeah. So, what you're saying is you're going to be paying that 3 energy.
Yes, champions are gonna pay 3 energy, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I mean like summons don't get to move or rotate. They still
Yep.
get to attack though, so
Yeah.
better against I guess the melee summons, worse against the ranged summons. Like giant scorpion's like okay, I can still hit you because I'm a scorpion. I could always hit you. I can hit everything.
Yeah, but speaking of summons, Alta is not going to be limited to just the spells. She's going to have some summons, and we have Winged Olate, 6 chi, 4 health, 3 electric attack, and flight for 18 aura. It's all very nice, but where summon really shines is her trigger. At the beginning of Winged Olate's turn, place a Viduta from your subconscious, and then exert it. You know how it goes. And yeah, as Shian was mentioning before, you don't put Vidutas in your deck, but we're going to be summoning a lot of them from the subconscious.
Yeah,
And
Absolutely.
yeah, and then if you kill them with your electric pheromone, doesn't matter. You get them back.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really interesting pattern of play. I think with electropheromones is using these free summons, rushing them in, and this is not just something Alta can do. Any Phage champion could conceivably do. Yeah, just like running in all these cheap ones you're getting from your Phage cards, and then you're like, okay, if you kill them, they'll be dead. Whatever. I got them for free, and if you don't kill them, I mean, I can just move up my champion, do electropheromones, and get more.
Mhm.
But interesting thing to note is like obviously this is a really strong summon, but it's also someone that gets stronger with time, which is something I love to see because can sometimes feel that there's an incentive to play like a lot of damage and try and get the game over faster. But the turn economy that Winged Elate is generating by just giving you all these free 1/1 summons every turn, like acting like an aircraft carrier of sorts, and just firing non-stop 1 damage 1/1 summons at your opponent, you can really gum up the board to protect yourself, and it gets better and better the more turns the game goes. Obviously, we're going to run out of resources eventually, but every turn that Wing Delay is around, it keeps on making more dudes,
Yep.
and I love dudes. Dudes are great.
And also, Alta is actually good against this too, right? Because of her lightning surge, can kind of clean up that board.
True. Yeah.
But so that's an aircraft carrier. But let's look at I don't know what would you call caustic millipede?
I
Just
mean, some sort of artillery
yeah,
firing, some sort of biological weapon that is against the Geneva Convention. Just
yeah,
like a war crime. Caustic millipede is artillery piece combined with a war crime. There we go.
yeah. I think that's actually a very accurate way of putting it. Yeah, caustic millipede, another card that we mentioned before. But
Yeah.
again, if a card's good, we're gonna keep mentioning it. Yeah, this is our 8G 6 health 4 damage summon with Decay Brand, which is it's a guaranteed kill on your opponent.
Yeah, guaranteed kill on your opponent. Note that Caustic Millipede, thank goodness, notices if someone already has decay, so you're not giving someone decay every turn for the rest of the game. So shout out to ACG for making sure that didn't happen.
Mhm.
But yeah, secretly range attack 5 just kind of delayed because that first decay trigger is going to happen at the end of the round. So if you hit, you're dealing 5 damage to start. So kind of parse that like that in your head.
Mhm.
But yeah, solid card and more electric
Yep.
damage. What's not to
Yes,
like?
more electric damage. And what do we want with electric damage? We want more electric damage. So we look at P. Coronavirus. This is one of the new cycle of element brands each color got. And
Yeah.
we think this is probably one of the better ones because, as we can see, there is a lot of electric damage. So we have the 6G, 4 health, 3 range electric attack with a V awareness, which is pretty
Yeah.
unusual. Think, what is
Yeah.
it, Chained Lightning, maybe? Or,
Yeah, Chain Lightning, I guess, is the very first card that had this. And yeah, this is doing a very, very strong Giant Scorpion impression.
mm,
Obviously, doesn't have the centerpiece like Giant Scorpion,
yeah, but it does have the
but
brand. And with all this other electric damage we have, and all the Vidutas you make, now you're doubling those Vidutas damage. If you can hit with this, you can really stack up some damage.
yeah, it's almost unfortunate that Coronavirus is 6G along with Winged Elate because with that electric brand and being ranged, so you can do it early in the turn while still keeping it in a defensive position, you want it to go first. Because if all your Vidutas are now suddenly 2 damage, that's really scary. Like we play 3 chi 2 damage summons. That 2 damage is at swift speed. Those make a deck that's a solid 3 chi. So the Coronavirus like synergizing with all these free Vidutas that we're getting and making them a lot scarier. Like just one hit and all of a sudden, like you got 3 Vidutas, they just went from 1 damage to 2. That's 6 damage where it was 3. Like it's scary.
Yep, exactly. And in fact, there is so much electric damage. It might be a time to bring out the pillars, right? Like we finally got a new pillar to complete the cycle, and we
Yeah,
have the cycle of electric strike. Like these could be playable with all these electric damage.
yeah, like with the Origin set, ACG has really focused in all the colors into specific damage type. Phage is electric, Chaos has moved into fire, Thymos has moved into earth. Things are more consistent across the board in the types of damage that each faction is doing, which means actually all the pillars are going to be solid. But Electric Pillar gets a special shout out with Alta because her lightning surge ability, you're hitting 2 spaces. Alta is I think the first champion that can really take advantage of a pillar in a
Yep.
way that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because
definitely
you
worth
buff up
putting
both
here.
sources of damage, right? Now you
Yeah.
do 3 and 2, which is like 3 damage just from your normal ability is a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, the action speed, yeah, because of that far forward extra spot in front of Alta, the action speed is not as big a deal.
Mm.
So that's really, really sweet.
Yeah. So this is some of the cards we think are going to be good in Alta, the Electric Mage.
And yeah, thanks for viewing another video. I guess we're supposed to say give a like, comment, and subscribe
Oh
to
no, I
our
feel like
tiny little channel.
a dirty YouTuber now. Ugh.
That's already happened, unfortunately, Eric.
Oh no, oh
That
no.
ship has sailed. We're already on filthy YouTubers already.
Uh-oh. All right. And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.